Good morning and happy Wednesday. Today, we're going to be talking about how to help you become more of an authority in your field, even if you're an introvert like me. There are so many things that hold people back in life, and speaking with a calm, confident tone is one of those things that's just going to hold you back from everything. If you're not speaking up and out for yourself with confidence, with conviction, with authority, with clarity, you're not going to find that your life is as good as you hoped. Sometimes your relationships will break down because of the way that you're speaking. Sometimes you won't get that job interview because of how you came across in the job interview or the phone call beforehand. And maybe even you won't be able to get on live and book customers into your business because of the way you're speaking. So today it's all about how you can get more confidence and show up as an authority in your field. Now, I've got these weird light shadows going on here, which I can't really do much about as live. So welcome. My name is Elisa James. I'm a holistic voice and presentation coach. And what really fires me up is helping people step into the best version of themselves, stepping into their own power. And I want to help you do that in 3 different ways today. So what this is called today is 3 ways to show up as an authority in your field, even if you're an introvert like me. So if that's you, please stay tuned. We've got lots of little snippets to share today. Now, first of all, I want to announce the winner from last week's live, and that is the beautiful Gianna Boulet. And she won, I've dropped my book. She won my gift pack, which is the 7 Deadly Sins of Public Speaking and How to Avoid It. This looks like it's the right way up on StreamYard, but the wrong way up on Instagram. But this is a really great book. I wrote this quite a few years ago after 35-year career in the entertainment industry, and I put together all the tips that I knew that could help speakers, singers, and actors alike when they stood on stage to give a presentation or a performance of some sort. So now I put that book together with the audio book so you can just listen to it if you prefer to listen instead of read, and a very handy worksheet. So Gianna is the lucky winner of this prize today because she wrote underneath the video from last week, #freebie. Now, today I've got 2 special gifts to give away. So if you want to be in the running for the freebie, please put #freebie, and I'll tell you about the freebies in a moment. Let's go and say hello to everyone. Oh, great. Thank you so much, Ice. It's awesome to have you here. And Gianna Boulet, yes, congratulations. I hope you're seeing this live, and I hope you join us. We'll let you know by email that you've received that, and we'll send that to you very shortly. Good morning. It's lovely to see you here, Ice. Thank you so much for joining me live. Now, if you are live and you're watching this, please put live down here. If you are watching it on replay, put #replay. Now let's jump straight into the content today. Today, it's all about 3 ways that you can gain more authority. You can show up as more authority in your field with more authority. A lot of people are hiding. And if you are playing small, it's time to stop that and start showing up. So here's the first thing that I want to talk to you about today. Number 1 is comparison and naysayers. Now, this is super important because I was just listening to Brendan Burchard and Trent Sheldon speak on an interview just recently, just this morning actually, and they were talking about comparison. And it's so true. When we compare ourselves to others, sometimes it's the most poisonous thing that we can do in our lives if we think about it the wrong way. Here's the thing. When we were first starting out, even if you'd never done a Facebook Live before, and if you'd never done anything before, you were first starting out and you're comparing yourself to somebody that is way ahead of you. So imagine you want to be a speaker as powerful as Lisa Nichols, and you're comparing yourself to her millions of fans, her beautiful way of speaking, her emotional storytelling, but you've got none of that yet. That comparison could inspire you if you have the right mindset, or it could turn you away and think, oh, where am I going to start? This is the exact same thing that just happened to Brendan Burchard. When he was first starting out, he was saying that the only person in his space, in the personal growth space, was Wayne Dyer. who was 30 years ahead of him in life, in business, in experience. He had 32 books already published and he'd spoken on stages all over the world for his entire career. How can you compare yourself with somebody who's up at the stars and you're just starting out? Here's the thing. This is my rule of comparison. Yes, it's awesome to compare yourself to somebody who's much bigger and all the way out there, but don't get disgruntled by it. Don't get disheartened by it of how far you have to go. Be inspired that you could reach for that same star as well and move in that direction. Now, the next thing you're going to do is find somebody that's a few steps ahead of you. 5 steps, 10 steps, it doesn't matter, just a few steps ahead of you, because then you can see that they're heading towards that star, that shining star as well, and you are joining them on that path just a few steps behind. Now, your fans, when you get going, are going to do the same thing. If they've got their mindset right and their ideas in their head, they can start watching people a few steps ahead of you, and you can help pull those people up 3 steps behind you. That's your job if you're a coach. If you're a coach, that's what you've got to do straight away. Inspire people that are left behind and then really look to the people that are in front of you to be inspired by. That is the right type of comparison. Now, the second thing I want you to keep away from, first of all, that comparison to that really big person and not getting discouraged by that. Keep away from that. But the second thing is naysayers. When people say, oh, yeah, you can't do that. You can't start a coaching business. You shouldn't do that on the side. It's too dangerous. It's too risky. What they're doing is they're projecting their belief system, their limited belief system upon you. This has got nothing to do with you. What your skills and talents are in life has nothing to do with the person that's the naysayer. So if you've got friends and family and colleagues around you that's pulling you down and telling you shouldn't do something, just remember they are projecting their mindset, their belief system, their limitations on you, because they would never do it. They would never step on that stage and speak to 1,000 people. They would never dare to become a public speaker. They would never dare to open their own business. That's their limiting beliefs, not yours. So don't buy it. When you are around naysayers, they bring you down. They completely bring you down, and you're going to stop doing what's in your heart to be done. This is your dream. This is your spark. This is your desire. It's got nothing to do with anybody else. So you've got to find people that are better than the naysayers. And sometimes, unfortunately, they're the people that are closest to us. Have you ever heard of the Tony Robbins saying, we are the culmination of the 5 people that we hang around with the most? I want you to think about who those 5 people are. If they're people that are bringing you down, if they're people that are negative, if they're people that are holding you back and saying, sweetie, you're not good enough to do that. No matter how it's packaged up and how sweet a word, they're still a naysayer. But don't despair, because if that's you and you get surrounded by naysayers, you still have so many options in life to push yourself to that next level. This is why we have YouTube, we have Audible, we have Blinkist. We have so many inspirational things out there that are available to us. So if you surround yourself with the Brendan Burchards, with the Lisa Nichols, with the Trent Sheldons, with the Tony Robbins of life, if you play those on repeat, they will be the 5 people that are closest to you. I even love the authenticity and passion that Russell Brunson from ClickFunnels brings. Oh my God, what a firecracker he is. And he's also an introvert. I put introverts in this heading today is because many people don't know that I, Elisa James, am an introvert and I'm shy by nature. I used to make it as an excuse. I used to say, oh, I can't do that. I can't stand on stage because I'm shy. I used to make it an excuse and wear it like a badge. How wrong was I to do that? It didn't get me anywhere in life at all. by labeling myself that introvert. So yes, I'm an introvert. I'm happy to be that, but I can actually put my ambivert hat on and get things done as well. And I had to switch that hat on, put that little extrovert, ambivert hat on to make sure that I could actually do my job as a singer, as an actor, and as a speaker and presenter. I had to. Otherwise, I was going to play small for the rest of my life. And I'll tell you a story about that in a sec. We've got some comments coming in. Let's look at this today. Hello. Oh, that's so wonderful. Thank you so much, Ice, for coming in and telling us yes. And Chris is here from Belgium. Thank you for joining us, Chris. It's so lovely to see you here live on YouTube and also live on Facebook. Yes, always surround yourself with positive people and those who believe you can make it. Do not listen to naysayers. So important. And Randa has joined us. Thank you, Randa, for joining us today. And she says 100% true. Thank you so much for being here today. You're absolutely in the right place because you will not find naysayers on my channel. They will be wiped. So, we've got a question. Yeah. Okay. This is a really great question. So let's stay on this point for a second and go into this question. Warrior Warlord says how to overcome this situation where the negative and limiting beliefs of others might bring us down. It's not feasible to cut them off from our life or our circle. Is it not feasible? I was just listening to Trent speak about that, and he was raving about this, and I really think that it is feasible. Sometimes, I know this is hard, Warrior, to hear, but sometimes we have to have, I look at it as 3 circles in life. So imagine your 5 people, the people closest to you with the good mindsets are the people that you spend all of your time with. That's audiobooks, that's things that you read, that's things that you listen. Keep that circle very close and make sure you never ever have a life partner that will bring you down and tell you no. If you're with that person, I'm sorry, it doesn't matter how much you love them, but you're with the wrong person. And that was really, before I tell you about the other circles, that was a really pertinent and hard lesson for me to learn years ago when one of my mentors, and I work with him, I've been working with him for 5 years, Scott Harris is Tony Robbins' right-hand man. And I am his voice coach, and he is my mentor as well. He told me this a few years ago when I was very unhappy and very unfulfilled with my partner. He said, why are you with him? Because I had all these issues and all these arguments with him all the time. And I said, because I love him. And Scott said to me the words that I will never forget. Just because you love somebody doesn't mean that you need to be with them. Just because you love somebody doesn't mean that they're right for you, doesn't mean that you need to stay married. And that hit me like a ton of bricks at the time. And I went, oh, what? I did not get it. I did not get it. And I was in denial. Well, fast forward 3 years, my friends, and my life has completely changed. Because when everything came out and I realized that he was not the right person for me, my whole life changed in a completely magical way that I would never, ever have dreamed of if I hadn't separated myself from that person. My life would not be where it is today. And today I have the most incredible partner that you can ever imagine. He is absolutely not a naysayer. So when you're building those circles, the very first circle is the people that you love and trust that will support you in every way and has a growth mindset. Do not put them in that circle unless they're willing to grow. If they're not willing to grow and they're in your family and they're really good friends of yours, put them in the next circle out. So the next circle out are people that you're not going to speak to every day. You might not even speak to them every week, but they're in your circle because they're friends, they're uncles, they're cousins, they're family, mother, father, sister, brother, those sorts of things. We don't have to live in their pockets. If they have a different mindset and you've grown out of that family chain that bound you, move them to the next circle. And you can be polite, you can be kind, you can be the change that you want to see in the world in the second circle. Then on the periphery, I have people in my periphery on my outer circle that I see every now and then. So these are people that don't have a growth mindset, but they've been in my friend circle or my family circle for my entire life. And I'm not going to drop them because I love them and I want to support them, but we don't connect in the same way that we used to, because I'm not the same person anymore. 50 years have gone by and I've learned a shitload of stuff. And if those people haven't learned and haven't grown, you can see how far behind they are. You don't resonate on that same level anymore. It's not going to work. So think about your 3 circles. This is my rule: inner circle, middle circle, outer circle. Who are you going to put in your first 2 circles? That's what I want to ask you, warrior, warlord. Who are you going to put in the first 2 circles? We can still be kind. We can still live to our values without being mean or shutting people out of our lives. But we just have to protect our energy from those energy vampires that are not good for our life. So thank you. I'm loving this that you're joining us from Lebanon. Fantastic. Randa, it's so good to see you. If you want a copy of my book, make sure that you hashtag freebie down the bottom. 12 a.m. You are a rock star. You are staying up at midnight to watch the live. So proud of you. Thank you so much for being here. If you've got any questions, pop it in the chat. Now, Chris is here. Great ideas to inspire people when you are some steps before them, and surround us with people who believe in us online. Absolutely, Chris. That is so important. And I'm so glad that you're here. Yes. And Chris says, so true. I have my online friends and coaches in my first circle. Yes, they help me grow. And that's why we're in a circle together, Chris, because you have a mindset of growth. And I absolutely love that. Love, love, love that. Fantastic. Love it, Randa. Aha moment with the 3 circles. Yay. And that just came to me because I remembered that's what I put in my strategy years ago to get my own life back on track. So what we're going back to is comparison and naysayers. So just to do a little reiteration here, don't compare yourself with too far ahead. You will get disgruntled or disappointed with how far you have to go. So only compare yourself with people who are a few steps ahead of you and move in that direction. And as soon as you move in that direction, watch the people behind you that are watching you and help them and pull them up the ladder with you. Lift as we climb, everyone. Lift everyone as we climb. Never pull people down. If people are really in your corner, if people are really on your side and really growth mindset, they'll be inspired by your growth. They'll be inspired by your success, and they will move in that direction too. If they've got a limited thinking mindset, they're going to be a naysayer and they're going to hold you back. You don't want to be around those people, and you don't want to be that for someone else. When you see somebody else shine and grow, it should inspire you to greatness. You should not feel jealousy, and you should not feel less than. We've got to know our own value in life. So I'm going to move on to the next step now. Keep showing up even when you don't feel like it. Now, let me tell you a little story about how this has helped me in my life. I was an entertainer right from basically birth because I had a vision that I wanted to be on stage and be part of this magical, mystical fantasy world that wasn't available to me in real life. That's what the entertainment industry did for me. Movies and musicals, you get to wear costumes and you get to be someone else. You get to be this other character and get paid for it for a short period of time. And then you take off all that character and you go home and you can be your shy little self once more. There are so many people like me. And Nicole Kidman, one of my friends from dance school from 50 years ago, 40 years ago, we were both shy and insecure and used to hang out at the bottom of the stairs of our dance school, so afraid of talking to anybody else that we used to just do our little routines at the bottom of the stairs. True story, Nicole Kidman and I. When we're 11 and 12 years old, we are both extremely shy people. And that is the reason that we got into the entertainment industry. True story. Now, I got into the entertainment industry as a shy person who could sing, dance, and act and do other multiple things. I was one of those, triple threats. So I grew up as a triple threat. But my worst enemy was my mindset. Because every time I showed up for an audition, every time I showed up to do a performance from the age of as small as I can remember, from 5 or 6 or 7, I was riddled with anxiety and stage fright, riddled with it. It almost destroyed my life. But I forced myself, and I mean that, and it sounds like a violent word, and it was. I absolutely forced myself to get on that stage and keep showing up time and time and time again. I didn't have the motivation and I didn't feel like it. So if you ever say to me, oh, I don't feel like going live, I don't feel like speaking up, I'm not motivated to do that. Well, that's not my problem. That's your problem. That's a mindset issue. I go by this motto: feel the fear and do it anyway. That's my motto. I'm not talking about spiders or anything here. This is something tangible, like turning on a live and talking to people and inspiring them to some sort of action. That's what I'm talking about. If you want to be an authority in your space, you have to continually show up over and over and over again. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't have had a 35-year successful career in show business. I showed up. Showed up, shoe up. I feel like it should be a past tense, but there's no past tense. I showed up time and time and time again when I didn't feel like it, when I was sick, when I was tired, when I'd almost lost my voice, when I was unmotivated, and when I was severely anxious and in stage fright. I continued to show up. And when I did that, gig after gig after gig after gig, people saw me. People would ask me to do other stuff. People would invite me to go and sing somewhere. People would invite me to be in their movie. No joke. People would invite me onto a stage to give a motivational speech when I was pregnant at 19 years old with a massive tummy, 2 nuns, for God's sake. When you are seen, when people see you show up, you will get more opportunities opening out to you. When I started my YouTube channel just over 12 months ago now, with a plan, with a strategy, everything started to open out for me. I have done so many speaking events this year on summits all over the world, even in Africa. I did a summit, a public speaking summit, The Sound of Leadership. I've spoken on pretty much on every stage all over the world. You can think of so many countries that I've spoken on physically when I was touring around the world as an entertainer, and now virtually speaking on stages around the world, giving people inspiration to move their lives forward. The more you show up, the more people see you, the more inspiration you give to others, the more that you change your life, and the more that all of these opportunities will open out for you, and you will have the opportunity to change other people's lives too. That's all you have to do, is show up, and again, and again, and again. That's what you have to do. Let's go back to the comments. Yeah. So Warrior has said, beautifully explained, but my only concern is I feel uneasy cutting them off. Does this make us selfish? What a great question. No, it doesn't make us selfish. You have to protect yourself. Sweetie, you have to protect yourself. We have one life, or if you believe in reincarnation, one life that we might remember clearly, as my dad would say. If you have one life and this is it, life is too short. It's too short to be around people that are bringing you down, that are sucking you dry. Why on earth would you do that? This is not selfish. This is self-preservation. If you need to preserve your energy, if you need to preserve who you are, you have to cut people off sometimes. And look, I don't do it in a mean way. I do it just very gently, and I stop talking to people a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And I start talking to other people a little bit more. You know what I mean? So then it's more gentle. It's like the lifting off the Band-Aid slowly, one hair at a time, instead of ripping the Band-Aid off. I don't like just cutting people off like that. Look, if you're really brave, sure, I'm not that brave, honestly. I'd rather be kind, and I would rather be slow and careful at doing that than just cutting them off. I love it when people can be very blunt and very forthwith, but That's not my style. My style is kindness and softness and having people, massage things over time so you can get used to it and you can grow more slowly. That's my take on that. I hope that helped you. Love this. Love. Thank you, Jeannie. That's really great to hear. Thank you so much. And game plan, yeah. If you miss game plan, I think the replay is still available. Maybe if I can find that, if game plan is still available, just share that below. I was one of the speakers on game plan. That's one of the summits that I did this year. I've done dozens and dozens of summits. So when you show up, if you're a business owner, one of the most important things that you can do is keep showing up. So the very first thing was don't compare yourself to people who are 10,000 steps ahead of you. Compare yourself to people who are less. Get rid of the naysayers in your life. They're going to slow you down. And next is keep showing up even when you don't feel like it. Oh, I was going to tell you a little story around this. Remember I told you I was married to the wrong person for 25 years. Yes, a bit of a slow learner here. But yes, I was. And when finally Scott Harris's words filtered through and made sense to me, and I moved on against my will at the time, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I ended up crashing and burning in a heap on the ground. I was completely, I couldn't even get my act together for about 3 months because it was so shocking in the way that it happened. And I won't go into that because it's not pertinent to this story, but the story is this. When I landed back in Australia, completely broken, and I'd had 3 deaths in the family and a divorce, like my divorce, all at once hit me within 3 months. So I was an absolute nervous wreck. I still had a job to do. I still had to teach. I still had to show up on video. You know why? Because that was my commitment. My commitment to my students, my commitment to my staff, my commitment to my circles that were leaning on me for help. Yes, I cried a lot. Yes, I screamed a lot. I even took up kickboxing because I needed to get rid of that energy, that negative energy that was surrounding me. But the best thing that I did for my life is to keep showing up. And I'll tell you why. Even though I was devastated and I was heartbroken and I thought my life was falling apart, when I showed up to serve other people, to help other people, to inspire other people, I felt a little bit better every single time. I don't believe in fake it till you make it, but I believe in motion creates emotion. And this is a very strong lesson from Tony Robbins, and I want you to write it down. Motion creates emotion. When we show up in that embodiment of confidence and inspiration to teach and help others beyond that path, it riles us up and it fires us up on the inside and gives us energy and enthusiasm, which builds good endorphins, good hormones, and serotonin and all those beautiful hormones in the brain that make us feel good and feel happy. That's what we're doing to ourselves. It's magic. All you have to do is keep showing up even when you don't feel like it. And this is why everyone in my class, I do a 12-week mentoring program in public speaking. Everyone in my class, I tell them the hardest week is the first week, because that's the week you have to press that button and go live when you are deathly afraid and don't want to do it. Even when you don't feel like it, press that button and go live. You have to force yourself like I did, because when you do it over and over and over again, you'll actually start to enjoy it. You'll actually start to feel better about it. You'll actually start to get comfortable with you and who you are. And that's the most important lesson that you can learn. Let's go back to the comments for a second. In my videos, I read the script and put some, great. Okay. Round up. So you've got a video channel. Great. Share your video channel, the YouTube channel below. We'd love to support you. That'd be fantastic. I read the script and put some pictures and videos. Okay, Randa, why do you think you need to read a script? That would be my question to you. Reading script is okay. There's nothing wrong with reading script as long as you do it from your, let's say, when you're reading, I want it to be so conversational as you've written the script. It's got to be just your words, your magic flowing out on the page, and then read that. Don't write a script like an article, because then when you read that, it's going to sound like a script. It's going to sound like you're reading. Just make sure whatever you do when you're reading a script on video, that it doesn't sound like you're reading. It needs to sound like you. It needs to sound like your heart. It needs to sound like your passion coming through you, flowing through you. I call it being in flow, right? So when we're in flow, things will just come out of our mouths. It's much better, I find, especially with live video, to just have an idea of what you're going to say, have a structure, and then stick to that structure, especially if there's 3 teaching points, makes it super easy. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, sure. Ice, I will ask my assistant Ice to put that in the chat underneath, and I can send you a PM and we can jump on a call. Let's do that. Yep, absolutely. I would love to have you in the class. Let's move on now. So we've had comparison, keep showing up, and mindset of growth. This is the last one. If you have a mindset of growth, you are on the right path. Never surround yourself with people who are not on a mindset of growth path. If you're not growing with your partner, if you're not growing with your team, if you're not growing with the colleagues around you, they're staying stuck. And this is the reason that I was telling Warrior before to look at the circle in 3 ways. When I realized that a lot of my family and friends in my inner circle were not using a mindset of growth, they were left way behind. They were left me 30 years ago. I'm not that me 30 years ago anymore. I've moved on. I have a different way of being. I have a different value system. I'm a completely different person. So yes, I can move and operate in the same circles as those people that I was friends with 20, 30 years ago. Sure, I can do that because I'm a malleable person. I'm a chameleon. I can change up my communication according to what the person needs. But when I need to be vibrating on the same level as someone, I have to find people with a mindset of growth, people who listen to things that expand their mind, people who want to be a better person, a better partner, a better father, a better mother, a better sister, a better brother, a better boss, a better leader. If you are on a mindset of growth, make sure that you hang out with other people with the mindset of growth. And this is the very reason that I have mentors like Scott Harris, like Tony Robbins, like Brendon Burchard, like Lisa Nichols, because these people are all lifelong learners like me. If you're a lifelong learner, you will absolutely attract other lifelong learners into your fold. Now, I was super impressed when I learned, and I've met some of these people live and sat right in front of them in VIP passes in their events, when they say they have mentors, when they say they have coaches, and they're, for me, whoa, top of the tree, and they even have coaches above them, that blew my mind. If Tony Robbins and Brendon Burchard and Lisa Nichols and Vishen Dukhani all have mentors and coaches, that's why they're super successful. That's why they're affecting so many people's lives. That's why they're such an inspiration in this world, because they're moving onward and upward in vibration every single day. Spiral dynamics. That's what we're talking about here. So please, if you want to change your life, develop a mindset of growth. So let's have a quick look at the comments. We've got lots of comments coming in today. Randa, fantastic. Thank you for asking that. Oh, awesome. She's shown us a link to her channel. Please, let's all support each other here. This is what it's about. We would love to support her. So check out Randa's channel. She's got that underneath. You are very, very, very welcome. It's so lovely to have you here. It's been absolutely my pleasure. Now, this channel... Great. Thank you. This channel is going to blow up pretty fast. Keep the authentic content. I love it. Thank you so much. Yeah, look, as I've gotten older, Warrior, I realize that this is the most important thing we can do with our lives, is learn how to be authentic. This is why I do what I do. Honestly, everyone thinks that, I was a singer for 35 years, a singer, a performer, mostly singing, acting, and speaking on stage for more than 35 years. That was my jam. People thought at first that I did it because I wanted to show off or I had a big ego or whatever. That was like the last thing on my mind. I, as a shy introvert, wanted to get over it so I could have a better life. That is the honest to God truth. One of my friends has actually said to me, yeah, but it's okay for you because you've got a big ego and you need to stand on stage and have your ego, what's called a massage. Just like, oh my God, no. It used to kill me to get on stage because I was so nervous. I got on stage as a challenge. I got on stage to get over myself because I wanted to be a better person. I wanted to be a bigger person. I wanted to be a better version of myself. And now I realize when I teach singing, when I teach acting, when I teach public speaking, it's not about those things. None of my students, when they come to me, actually have a voice issue. Even though they think they might have a voice issue, most of them don't. They have a mindset issue. They have a psychology issue. They have a confidence issue. They have a self-worth issue. And this is how we find our authentic voice of confidence, by fully learning to express ourselves and be who we are, not our shadow, our authentic self. So if you want to learn something like that, just PM me because I love, love, love what I do. And I have 2 more weeks of classes and then we take a Christmas break and then I'm back on full out in January. So if you want some training, jump on board. Now we're going to give some prizes away. Write it down. Mindset is everything. Know your worth. If you know your worth and you know your values and you know what you stand for, then you can start moving into that mindset of growth. So let's go. Last comments. Thank you. You are so welcome. Yep, fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, I'm going to show you I dropped my book again. Sorry about that. I've got 2 gifts to give away. Now, anyone who puts #freebie, let me see if I can find my freebies here. Yes, we got freebie 1. Now, I don't have a picture of this, but this is the first course that I wrote. And it actually is a very important one. It's called Change Your Voice, Change Your Life. It's a very mini course on all the things that I did, 10 simple steps as a young performer, what I had to do to build authentic confidence in my own body, in my own mind. Now, this is not specific voice training, even though I do give away 4 free voice training videos within that little mini course. The mini course will take you, all of an hour or 2 to finish. It's got a very, very comprehensive worksheet and 10 or 15 short videos. It's really worth it if you need confidence. So if you are looking to build your self-worth and you're looking to build your confidence, that little mini course is perfect for you. It retails at $27, which is a very small price, but I'm going to give it away to somebody who puts #freebie1 underneath the live. And even if you're watching this as a replay, I put all the names in a little hat afterwards, and then I'm going to give you the course for next week when I announce it live. Now, if you want this one instead, this is a little gift pack that I give away every time I'm doing a masterclass. It's called The 7 Deadly Sins of Public Speaking and How to Avoid Them. It's my book, and I'm an Amazon #1 bestseller. I've got the audio book. I recorded the audio book here in my studio as well. And I've made a worksheet for you to work through the content in the book. Super simple, but those 7 tips are things that I have used for my entire life. And I teach all the time. Those tips will be handy for singers, speakers, or actors because they're applicable right across the board. If you need to stand on stage with a microphone in your hand, this book is for you. So if this is something that is calling to you today, this is freebie number 2. So just put #freebie if you want #1, that's Change Your Voice, Change Your Life mini course. That's in Kajabi, and we'll announce the winner next week. And if you want #freebie 2 is the 7 Deadly Sins of Public Speaking. Now, remember, if you're watching this on my channel, The Voice of Confidence TV, this is the place to be. I do a brand new video every single week, and I do lives twice a week. Now, we're just about to go dark for Christmas time, but over Christmas, I've got a special thing that I'm going to actually release instead of my normal videos, and that's I'm going to start shorts. And I have no idea how to do that, just secretly. So watch this space. I will figure it out, and I'm going to put a short up every single day over Christmas. It's going to be super, super, super fun. So let's just check the comments one more time, and then we're going to close it down. I love, love, love you. Thank you so much. I love that you're here, and I love that you're supporting the channel, and thank you. We'd love to support your channel too. You are so, so, so welcome. Prizes. Yes, mindset is everything. Know your worth. We got freebie number 1. Write it down. Please, make sure that you're taking note of all this, because the comments, unfortunately, on YouTube, we figured out, disappear for 24 hours. Very annoying. So I'm going to actually make sure that we know exactly who wrote freebie 1, freebie 2. Great. And then we'll make sure that you know when you win. We might need to grab your email so we can send you the prize by email. So here, actually, I'm going to post a comment in my banner. So if you miss out for some reason, because I can't message people, here's the email that you're going to send it to. Email at hapsvoicepro.com. Add banner. There you go. Oh, here, show. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, that's the email. So if you want to grab this prize, email admin@hapsvoicepro.com. If we miss your comment somehow, I'm looking at the comments right now, but if we miss it, that's where you go to grab your freebie. And I will make sure that you get the one that you asked for. So we've got Warrior wants freebie number 1, which is the Change Your Voice, Change Your Life. You've got it. No problem. And we've got Napotis wants freebie number 2. Fantastic. Congratulations, guys. You've got it. Yes. You're going to send us an email and we'll make sure that we get those prizes to you. So we've got our 2 winners. That was so quick. I love it. I just gave it to you on the spot. So make sure that you've got that, and I will copy and paste all these banners so I don't lose you after the live. Right. Any questions? Let's just quickly go over the things that we talked about today. Number 1, comparison and naysayers. What should you compare yourself to? You want to make yourself inspired, not disgruntled. And keep away from those naysayers. Make sure that they're not in your inner circle. You don't need them in your space. Number 2 is keep showing up even when you don't feel like it. This is the most important thing that you can do in your life. And number 3 is continually have a mindset of growth. Even my biggest, most incredible mentors who have billions, literally billions of followers around the world, they have mentors and coaches too, because they have a growth mindset. They are lifelong learners like me. I'm continually buying courses. I'm continually learning. In my Christmas break, in fact, instead of taking 2 weeks off, which is most people can't wait to take 2 weeks off, I have 6 online courses that I need to finish. And I really want to. You know why? Because I am like a sponge. I want to learn more material. And as soon as I learn, I give it straight back to my students. That makes you a good teacher. That makes you a good mentor. Learn, teach, learn, teach. And guess what? When you teach something that you just learned, you learn it twice as well. I was going to say twice as fast, but you actually lock in the learning into your own body. So whatever you need to learn, I highly recommend that you teach straight away, because that will lock it into your own body. So I hope that helps. Hello, Instagram. Sorry, I've not said hello to you guys. It's so lovely to see Patricia here, and Pauline and Stroke and Maddie. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been my pleasure to be here today. And thank you for joining us on YouTube here. My name is Elisa James. And if you joined us on Facebook, that is absolutely awesome too. So I hope you enjoyed the broadcast today. We have one more event this week. It's on Friday. That's Experts Interview. You will love this. I actually added a special one with Aldwin this week, because she is all about getting millions of dollars of publicity for free. I cannot wait to have that interview, and you will see that streamed live on my channel on Friday at 8:30 a.m. Sydney time. So I hope you've enjoyed it today. Thank you for joining us on the Voice of Confidence TV. Let's check the comments one more time. Great. We've got yes, and please share your YouTube channel below, because we want to support you too. If you're here from YouTube, we would love to support you on YouTube too. You are so welcome. It's so lovely to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Replay. So you're watching from the beginning. That's okay. Fantastic. You're watching the replay. We're not even on the replay yet, but it was still live. You are very, very welcome, Chris. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, guys. Happy hump day. Make the best of this day. My best advice to you is to create a beautiful day. That is up to you. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you next time. Bye.